Hello and welcome to another Watcher of Realms video, and in this video I am going to be doing something quite interesting, which is going to be doing Gear Raid 2 with my beautiful young lady that I managed to pull yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it's going to be Dahlia. This is actually kind of really cool. I kind of thought the potential was there. She just has to have pretty good nukage damage. Let's just roll through it. I've done this quite a few times just to make sure it works. I'm not going to be like testing it out and trying to record a test. I tested it out. It works. Let's see if I can replicate it again. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is place the cost generator on the right hand side here. And the reason we do it on the right hand side is because on the left hand side they would block the rose spawns for Dahlia. Second best tank goes in, but someone who can still take hits. And the reason it's the second best tank is because the best tank is needed for the next wave for a particular job. Second, we can do the ultimate of the cost generator we do, and we place Dahlia looking left. Roses are going to spawn in these two squares. They'll spawn over here too, but when she does her ultimate, she never blows up roses that aren't next to enemies, so it's good. She doesn't waste animation. We can do auto cast at this point because we want her to do her ult as soon as she can. And she should chunk these enemies down. You want to sell her the second you can. And I've noticed that for me, it's on this rose right here. The second I see the animation of this blowing up, I can sell her. Like the second it just erupts, I can just instantly sell. And it just gives me like an extra half a second for placing her on the next wave, which is pretty much the priority for every single wave, is how quickly can you sell her to place her for the next wave, which is generally how GR2 works anyway. But with Dahlia it's quite important because she's not like super quick at nuking. She's not like a Vienna or a Hatsu or anything like this on GR2. Okay, we're going to do Decimus as is the norm. Third shockwave. There we go. And the reason we need the best tank here is because they're going to take the hits from these two rollers, former rollers, but they're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to heal them up, and we need to place him up the front, not at the back near the portal. Then we place Vortex on the right hand side, well out of harm's way, so no one will be adjacent to him, and there'll be no adjacent damage come in. And we put Haas here, and as you can see, we've created this like kill box here for Dahlia. So when we place her, she's going to do her roses down the middle, and then the enemies coming down the lanes are going to get hit by her roses. We'll invigorate her as well. One bit of RNG I've kind of figured out on this is if the rose spawns in the very front square, it can be a bit harder for you to get this done, because the first rose that spawns when you place Dahlia, she'll never hit her ultimate on it because it disappears before her ultimate actually first hit goes off. That's what I've noticed. So wherever this first rose spawns is here. Now if the second rose spawns right in front of her, it also can be problematic because she has to destroy it quite quickly, otherwise it will disappear. So as long as it's third or fourth, we should be okay. We'll see. We should be okay. We'll see. We'll see. We should be okay. And then the second the enemies come out of the portal, I'm going to do Dolores ults, and then we're going to also instantly do the ultimate of her. There you go. That's what we wanted to see. And you can see the amount of damage we've just done is really, really good. I can sell Haas already. And I can also sell her. Because this damage over time that we've got on these guys is enough to take them out. Trust me. Trust me. Done this a few times. Done this a few times. Like, as long as you hit them twice each, then you're fine. Okay, we'll place him straight away. And then we do that because we want to get him that little extra bit of rage, because we might have to do a bit of rage because of King Ha's placement afterwards. That extra half a second delay that we can do with his ultimate. Okay, we'll sell him. And then we'll lose Volker. We'll instantly do his ultimate. And he'll get punched once by him. And then the second punch will come in from the other guy. And we need to sell before it lands. So like now. And that's fine. Let them actually run. King Haas. The cost generator. Over there. And as long as you place down Dahlia before the enemies get close enough that she can even attack them, it generally seems to be pretty good timing. Because then that's the maximum rage regen she can have. She's even getting slightly more because you placed her slightly earlier. But it's the maximum attack generation she can get. And then the second we do Dolores ult. We also do hers, and then we sell her instantly. And the reason we do that is because we need her spot to maybe get filled up by a Rose. It's just worth noting. We do not want Haas to die, so if it looks like he's going to die, which would be one of the next animations coming in, we want to put down Decimus. And we want to do auto ult as well so that she does her ultimate straight away. Okay, I'll sell him now. And then we'll walk it back. Now you can put down Abezu here. I might actually do it just to see. Like just the extra bit of damage can be quite useful. There we go. I need to make sure everything's going well here. Okay, we can now sell some of these characters. And it should be okay. We should be okay. Now it's really important to sell the high cost characters. Do Dolores last, just so you get their cost back. Cost is a big problem, for sure. Now we have had a Rose spawn on the left hand side. We're going to place Decimus here. You want to be very careful not to have Decimus get killed by a shockwave. So this will slow this enemy. So just be aware of that. Don't place too early. So the first two shockwaves will come in. We place Baron. And on the left hand side we can see we can wait quite a bit here and not get killed by the shockwave too early. So good timing there. And then we can sell. Make sure they're running. Let them die. Make sure you sell Baron. But if you can do his ult, we can try and do his ult. Okay. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to place Haas in time. We'll see. Oh, we have actually got the cost generator which we can place, which is fine. That's good. Right, looks good so far. It's just about having enough cost for this last part to place the healers, basically, to keep Olag alive. But it looks okay. Can I sell him? We're going to sell him before the rage. Is this the rage? I didn't sell in time, but it doesn't matter. We've got quite a lot of cost. There we go. And that should be it. That should be it. These guys should keep him alive. And the rest is just down to generating enough cost to get first Dahlia, then Abezu. There is a lot of RNG to this, I'm not going to lie. I just wanted to see if it was possible. And it is. I'm just going to speed it up here. But it's a lot of fun, honestly, to try and like do something like this. I'm going to wait for Abezu placement before I do Dolores, just to get a little bit of extra damage out. There we go. And then it should chunk down the boss quite decently, because the blast damage is not too bad. Then you can also place down and that's it, pretty much. I'm pretty happy with this. I was like, wait a sec, she could potentially do this, but I'm not sure how the AoE would work, if it would be strong enough, you know, like there was a lot of questions there. I did it on POD first to make sure. That's a good way to test if things will work. And then it worked. So I was like, it's just a question of stats and placement and timing. And I've done it a couple of times. I messed up a recording. I'm just glad that it's done. It's finally finished. So that's that. Did I get anything nice drop here? I did not. So there is that. But that's pretty much how it is. I can show you her gear. That is pretty much the deciding factor. If you need quite high attack speed, I think. I have pretty decent attack speed. 364 is not too bad, plus 364. I think she has an attack interval of, I think it's going to be 1.8 or something like that. Yeah, 1.8, which is actually pretty good for a mage. And her attack interval determines how often she puts down the roses, but also how quickly she just hits the roses, because her ultimate, let's say, lasts for 20 seconds. So if she has an attack interval of 1.8, she'll be able to get out, you know, let's say 11 attacks on that. Whereas if it was like 2.5, she would get out less than 10. So that's where it can be quite important. Crit damage isn't as important. Flat attack is more important. But trying to have as high crit damage as possible. Like I did have one where it was like 250% crit damage, but 2k less attack or 1k less attack. It just didn't seem as good. Attack speed, the combination here seems to be pretty nice. It is very nice gear. I'm not going to pretend like you can do this like as someone coming up, but it's fun to know that this is possible. Maybe if something else happens in the future with GR2, we'll have to wait and see. But also, if you're very limited on the characters you have, if you do not have anyone else and you manage to get Dahlia and you have really good gear, you could potentially do it. But yeah, that's just it, guys. A little bit of fun. Hopefully this has been entertaining. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.